Welcome back to Random City Sports Ballers. We've got our new weekly update out. And I've had a lot of teams that took some tough losses, a lot of teams that took some mediocre wins. Nothing spectacular this week, but a lot of things that are happening. And I want to take a look at something else besides my standings. I know that I do that every week because I want to keep you updated and I want to stay as transparent as possible. But we're also going to look at some team statistics for some of these teams. I've selected some very specific teams because one's one of my worst, one's one of my best, and one is one of my favorites. So let's take a look at what happened this week here. First, I'm going to point out Nolan Gorman with his 3 home runs and terrible batting average. Don't care about the batting average. Love those 3 home runs. So, anyways, let's get into it. Random City Sports Ballers took a 3-7 loss and moves from 8th place down to 9th place. We'll go through these standings rather quickly. Random City Sports Ballers C6 just a few weeks ago was out of the playoffs and looking like they were dead in the water, but now they are moving up to 4th place, staying in 4th place with a 6-4 win. Random City Sports Ballers F2 moves down from 8th place to 9th place on a 3-6 loss. Random City Sports Ballers C3 stays in 9th place, on a 4-6 loss. Random City Sports Ballers C2. This is a fun one. We're one half a game out of the playoffs. Just one half a game. So, a half a game, that's easy to make up, but these are good numbers. I like some of these numbers. Random City Sports Ballers letter C moves down from 7th place to 9th place. Tough loss, 3-7. I've got W, my Winners League, moves down from 2nd place into 4th place on a 1-9 loss, fellas. And look at this. This is 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. Were you even trying, fellas? Empire Strikes Out moves from 3rd place down to 4th place on a 2-7 loss. And Random City Sports Ballers letter F stays in 1st place on a 2-8 loss. Random City Sports Ballers C5 stays in 1st place on a 5-4 win over 2nd place. The guy who was 2nd place moved down into 3rd. And Random City Sports Ballers C4 moves from 3rd to 5th on a 2-6 loss. Random City Sports Ballers F3, wow, I keep double clicking, moves from 4th place to, where did I go? There, 3rd place, moves up on a 6-4 win. And Random City Sports Ballers WK, last but not least, moves down from 4th place to 5th place on a 6-4 win. Lost ground, even though I took a win. That's always hard to deal with. Okay, so what was I talking about with some of these teams having bad luck, some of them having good luck, some of them just doing what they're supposed to do? Let's take a look here at Empire Strikes Out first. That 286 runs is not great. That puts them down in 11th place in runs, okay? So I shouldn't expect many wins there. And, runs come along for the ride. But home runs, 1st place in home runs. RBIs, 2nd place in RBIs. We don't care about stolen bases, so they're at 18. I think I got a tie in stolen bases in this league. And my batting average of 256, even though that's 3rd place. Take a look at this win-loss. That 3rd place got me a 7-2. I did get a tie in stolen bases. But those home runs where I'm leading the league should be better than 4-4-1. I'm leading the league in RBIs. That should be 7-2, 8-1. This should be 7-2, 8-1. So I've had some bad luck on that, even though this team is doing well. So let's get back to totals and look at pitchers. On the pitching front, 41 wins. Pretty good. Puts me in 2nd place in the league. 34 saves, 4th place. I need better strikeouts than that. That's only 4th place. I want to have more than 660 that this guy has. On ERA, not great, 5th place, but whip, that's not a very good whip for 4th place. So, everything about this team that is in 4th place right now, let's double check that. Empire Strikes Out. Where'd you go, Empire Strikes Out? Here you are. Empire Strikes Out is in 4th place. Doesn't all of that make sense when you look at the team stats? So they're having about the season they should. we look at C3. This team, fellas, it's not going great for this team. The runs are abysmal at 268, down here in 10th place on runs. Home runs could be better, 6th place on home runs. RBIs could be better, 7th place on RBIs. Stolen bases, well, 11th, but not great. Batting average, down here in the bottom half. The pitchers, under wins, 4th place on wins. Saves, 5th place on saves. Strikeouts, dominant. And ERA is pretty darn good in 5th place. And that whip, I wish that advertisement would stop showing up because it keeps moving everything down the screen. Look at that. Whip is best in the league. So I should be expecting some... Stop moving the screen, advertisement. I should be expecting some better stuff here. Look at this 4 and 5. I led the league in whip with a 1.0, but I'm 4 and 5. I should be like this 7 and 2, this 7 and 2. I should have at least 3 more wins there. The ERA should be 5 and 4. We expect I dominate strikeouts, saves, but the wins for 4th place to be 3, 4, and 2, that should be better too. So I'm telling you, I feel that this team is just having some bad luck. I do feel like they can still make the playoffs. Let's move on to another team, the team that is doing the best, Random City Sports Ballers, letter F. 303 runs puts them in first place. 94 home runs puts them in first place. 325 RBIs puts them in first place. Stolen bases at the bottom of the league. 254 batting average, though, puts me in 4th place. Stop moving the screen, advertisement. Puts me in 4th place. So I'm doing good here, right? Let's take a look at the wins losses here. 8-1, 6-2-1, 8-1, 2-6-1. I'm surprised I got 2.5 wins on stolen bases. And then 4 and 5 on batting average. You shouldn't care about batting average because it's so hard to dominate batting average. I want to look at Drew's primo team. He's 7 and 2 on batting average. Let's take a look at the totals again. Drew's primo team is 2nd place there. Fellas, look, he's 7 and 2. And I'm over here 4 and 5. That doesn't make sense. So don't focus too much on the batting averages. All right, let's get over to pitchers on letter F. Wins. We dominate, first place. Saves, top 3, 3rd place as a matter of fact. Strikeouts, leads the league. ERA, down here in the bottom half. That's unfortunate. You know, you got some bad things happening for some of my players. And whip, come on, click, is, looks like 7th place. So when we take a look at the wins-loss on this, undefeated in wins, undefeated in strikeouts, 7 and 2 in whip. I've had some good luck there, I think. 5 and 4 on ERA and 6-2-1 on saves. All of this makes sense, fellas. So what we're looking at with like C3 compared to Empire Strikes Out and letter F. C3 is having some unfortunate matchups where they're doing well, but someone is just doing better. I've had this before in, I had a fantasy football league one time. I led the league in points for, and at one point I was 1 and 7, leading the league in points for. And then I went on a win streak of 6 consecutive wins and just missed the playoffs by 1 win. So, I mean, you have unfortunate weeks. You can lead the league in any category, and you'll have an unfortunate week. They just happen, fellas. It's just the nature of fantasy sports. Someone else is having a great week. It just happens. So, don't feel too bad about any of these teams that you can look at their stats and see, oh, I've just had a little bit of bad matchup luck. You know, these things happen. I have watched teams go from 12th place at the All-Star break to making the playoffs and winning a championship. I've seen it happen. So, you too can make yours come on up. If you're in 9th place, you can get up to the playoffs. If you're in 7th place, you can definitely make the playoffs. All you got to do is maybe make a few moves or just stick with the team you've got and wait for some injuries or pick up James Wood. I'm going to say it again. Pick up James Wood. You saw me pick up Paul Skeens. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to players, and I'm going to see how Paul Skeens is doing for the season. You ready for this? Let's type in Paul Skeens and find out what his numbers are doing. He's got 27 innings with 38 strikeouts, an ERA of 3, and a WHIP of 1. 3 wins across that span. This is a guy who missed how many weeks? And he's ranked 175 right now. This preseason, that's crap. There is no way people were drafting him number 117 preseason. That's a lie. I don't know where they got that ranking from. He wasn't even getting drafted anywhere. I drafted him in 1, but I mean, I had faith in the guy. So anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about. Some of these teams, this is a bad week for W. Just look at the 13 RBIs. It's just a bad week. A bad week happens. Don't let yourself get too down about bad weeks once in a while. So there's a lot of season left. This is the end of week 10, so we've still got 12 weeks left before the playoffs. Next week is the halfway point. When we finish next week, that's halfway, and there's a lot of time left. So make your moves, pick up James Wood, and, we'll update you again next week. Thank you for tuning in.